Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in to Cold Black Facts. You guys know I love you and I do appreciate you. So, I'm coming to you guys today with this whole Kanye West foolery. All right. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I decided to talk about it because I think there are some things that need to be pointed out and stated because I think that a lot of people are missing some of the facts that led up to where Kanye and Kim are today. Now, as you guys can see on the screen, Kanye and Kim, this is when she was pregnant with her first child from Kanye. Kim was still married to Chris Humphries, her ex husband, the basketball player that she was married to before Kanye. She was still married to him when she got pregnant by Kanye when they started talking and dating. All right. She was still a married woman. She was only married to Chris Humphries for 72 days. All right. And then she rolled right on to the next man. So when we hear people out here talking about, you know, why is people not respecting their marriage vows? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. The same way you get a person is the same way you lose a person. And, I remember at this time, I was thinking that, oh, well, you can't expect Kanye to respect another man's marriage vows, right? But then, fast forward, and I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna come out and you're gonna talk about, respecting people's marriages and stuff like that, then maybe you should have respected her marriage when she was with Chris Humphries. That's my thing. Like, you can't all of a sudden start having all these morals and values after the fact, after the buyer's remorse, after the regret, after, you have decided to put up with all of the foolery. So we're going to go down memory lane, and I'm going to add some much needed context to this overall, foolery that we're seeing. And make no mistake, Kim ooh, you guys, Kim is is the type of woman who Kanye wanted based on her looks and based on her social status and based on, everything that came with that. And see, the thing about that is, see, when you sacrifice for, you know, Kanye didn't care that she had already had a reputation before him. He didn't care that she was already married before him. He didn't care. He wanted a woman that was, in his eyes, beautiful, who had her own money, and who, a lot of dudes wanted. And so there's a lot that come with that. So you can't get with that and then decide that you want to have buyer's remorse. See, you didn't care about the mother she would be during that time. You didn't care about the Christian woman that goes to church and makes sure that her children go to church would be. He didn't care. But fast forward, now he cares. So again, we're going to go down memory lane. And again, Kanye didn't want the Derek Jackson's Christian woman wife. He didn't want her. He didn't want the woman who was just kind of cute, and they could go to church and, she was just your normal, regular, everyday woman. He didn't want that. He wanted the Kims of the world, the women who had already had a background and who had a past, whose past was out there for the world to see. And he decided that he would put up with whatever came with that. And that's what he did. And I think that that's partly what drove him to where he is now. Kanye, as we know, has had mental, struggles in the past. I'm going to show you the video that he did with Jimmy Kimmel, where he talks about his struggles with bipolar, the bipolar disorder. All right. And that was, back in the day, I think in 2018 when he did that interview with Jimmy Kimmel talking about his bipolar disorder. And see, this is the thing, you guys. When you have any mental disorder, different life factors can add to that. You can be doing completely fine, on the right track, just living life, doing wonderful, healthy, being healthy and everything. And then bam, you get hit with a death. Bam, you get hit with a divorce. Bam, you get hit with kids. Bam, you get hit with, financial struggles. Bam, you get hit with all these different things. They add to the mental stress. This is one of the reasons why I talk about, you know, um, mental issues on my channel, because as a former uh a mental health professional, okay, um I know about these things. I know very well about these things, and I know how, a mental illness can have an effect on a person's mind, on a person's behavior. See, a lot of people that's out here talking, they don't know these things. They have never studied mental disorders. They have never had clients to come to them for help. They have never, created a treatment plan for anybody. So they don't know what the hell they're talking about. So you can't go Google some stuff and then think you know. So let's go ahead and get into the intro. I'm going to come back with the rest of the content, and then we're going to go from there.
For tonight,
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am betting on black tonight.
lovely. You look great.
Welcome to CodeBlaqueFacts, where we talk about all things black, to include news and viral videos, mental health, self-love, self-care, self-development, black women issues, crime stories, and black history. If you are interested in any of these topics, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and don't forget to comment below. Thank you.
They say it's a black thing, run deep in the roots. Blacker the berry, baby, the sweeter the juice.
Okay, and we are back. So I did make some notes because I did not want to miss not one thing that I wanted to talk about. Now, as you guys can see on the screen, this is the Shade Room's Instagram, because a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about, they have posted it there, and I didn't want to have to go grab all of the stuff, and take screenshots. It was just a lot. So I figured I would go to where somebody was housing everything so that it'd be easier to pull this stuff up as we go through it. Now, some of the things that I want to address, and I've kind of already told you guys about what I wanted to address before jumping into the content. So, the fact that Kanye knew what type of woman Kim was before he got with her. The whole world knew. We all knew. Everybody tried to tell him. People was laughing at him when he got with Kim. Y'all remember? People was like, dude, you gonna get with Kim when everybody smashed that? Everybody didn't been with that? You know, for some of you guys, y'all may have been really young, and maybe y'all y'all don't remember, but I remember. I remember because it wasn't that long ago. It was only, 8 years ago. And, I remember when Kanye and Kim first got together, it was a big deal because Kim was still married. And Kim and Kanye's relationship were all over the blogs, and because Kim had such a short-term marriage to Chris Humphries, it was only 72 days. That's a little over 2 months. Her marriage to Chris Humphries only lasted 72 days. And, so when she filed for divorce, it was all in the blogs. Everybody was talking about it. And then a couple of months later, now she's with Kanye. And then Kanye kind of had his own mess going because at that time it was said that he was with what's that Amber Rose chick. Kanye was with Amber Rose, and Amber Rose, was like, wait a minute, Kanye and me and Kanye was together. We was in a whole relationship, and he cheated on me with Kim and got and dropped Amber Rose for Kim. So again, this stuff was in the blogs and the news way back. I remember. And I thought to myself, I honestly didn't think anything of it because, let's just be honest here. When a person is going through a divorce and they are fighting for, months, years, I think it took Kim 2 years to finally get the divorce from Chris Humphries. And then in the end, she ended up having to pay Chris Humphries a whole bunch of money. because of their wedding was on somebody some big company or something like that basically um poured a lot of money into their wedding and putting their wedding on like different magazines and all this kind of stuff. And Kim made a lot of money from that. And her ex-husband, Chris Humphries, problem with that, it was that he felt like he was used because he's like, look, I asked you to marry me, you said yes, and then we go through the wedding, you get paid all this money, the show, because at that time, Kim, that was in some of the first earlier seasons of their show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and her divorce from Chris Humphries is really what put the show on the map. Because let's just be honest here, it's not like they had any real drama on the show. The drama on the show were the different dudes that they were in relationship with. And Chris Humphries was the first dude on the show. See, because before Chris Humphries, it was that football player, Reggie Bush. But Reggie Bush never made it onto the show because they were not together. They were not in a relationship. So the first dude that made it onto the show was Chris Humphries. He was basically the story plot on the show for Kim, and he felt like he was being used. And guess what? The courts did too, because the courts awarded Chris Humphries a bunch of money. I don't remember the exact amount, but you guys can look this stuff up. So when Kim and Kanye got together and she was still married, everybody was just kind of like, okay, well, you can't expect a woman to wait, or a man, anybody, while they're waiting on a divorce, to not date other people. Like, I mean, that's just, that would be the moral and thing to do, but most people don't do it. Most people do not. Matter of fact, 99.99% of people do not wait. Men don't wait, nor do women. Nobody sits up and wait 2 and 3 years until the divorce is finalized before they move on. So, a lot of people was just kind of like, okay, well, she moved on. I mean, she did move on quick, but she moved on. That's what happens. Like, people just don't wait. And see, the thing about it is, when she got with Kanye and they were dating and stuff like that, she ended up getting pregnant that same year. So it was a big old thing in the blogs because everybody was talking about how she, got pregnant. Let me put the picture back on the screen here. Everybody was talking about how she was pregnant. This is 2013. All right. Her Kim's divorce was not finalized until 2012 from Chris Humphries. So she had got pregnant way before the divorce was finalized. Her and Kanye had been dating and seen out in public way before the divorce was finalized. So this was the big talk of the town. So again, Kanye was the side dude. Kanye was okay with being the side dude. And this is the thing, when you get a woman like that, when a woman is, or a man, woman or man, but since we're talking about the dynamics of Kanye and Kim, we're going to speak, towards the woman. When you get a woman who, she moves on fast because she moved on fast with you. She got pregnant and, right not long after she moved on. I mean, you can't expect this to change just because you and her are together, because the minute y'all go through a divorce, she could potentially do the same thing to you. And this is what you call, see, when it's I noticed that when it's the other way around, when it's like the woman, like if a woman gets with a married man and he's trying to finalize the divorce, and let's say she ends up getting pregnant, or she ends up, falling in love and really wanting to be with the dude. And let's say he's like, hey, well, you knew what it was before we got together. That's how the woman would be treated. That's how the woman, I mean, because that's how I've seen things as well. So, again, Kanye was okay with how she moved as a woman in the early days. He was okay with how she moved on, because when it was him on the receiving end, it was all gravy. That's the thing. That's the thing. And, Kanye and Kim have been going through this divorce thing for over a year. Over a year. She's doing the exact same thing she did before she got with Kanye. So it's like, dude, you didn't see this coming, because remember, the same way you get somebody is the same way you lose them. Isn't that what the saying is? Isn't that what the saying? You can't make a hoe out of a housewife. Ain't that what people say? And I'm not calling Kim a whore. I have my own ideas about that. But I'm just saying it is what it is, because a lot of people, consider Kim a whore. And Kanye did not care. There was a whole song made about not making a hoe out of a housewife. That's like a real saying out here. But when you disregard, what everybody's trying to tell you, and you go and do you, that you got to deal with those consequences. Kanye did not care that Kim was not a Christian woman or went to church every Sunday. Kim has never, as long as she's been in the media, as long as she's been on having these reality shows, has never expressed her undying desire to God and to love the Lord, and and none of that. This is another example of how when people get together, they have different cultural views, they have different religious views, they're just different all the way around, but you're gonna get together on very shallow premises and try to make stuff work. And this is what we are seeing playing out. Kanye is highly spiritual, Kim is not. But he knew that. The whole world knew it. This woman's whole life since she was a young woman can literally be tracked on social media. Everybody knew this. All the men that she's been with can also be tracked on social media. Kanye West knew this. He didn't care. He wanted to make this woman his wife. He wanted to take on her burdens, as a husband should. When you decide, when you choose a woman or when you choose a husband, because if this was the other way around, it would be the same thing. If she chose Kanye, then she chooses everything that comes with Kanye, because that's how marriage works. Now, the fact that Kanye is sitting up listening to people who ain't even married, ain't never been married, don't know what marriage look like, don't even know what marriage smell like, and he's taking advice for them is concerning. It's concerning because, see, it's only so much a single person can give you advice about being married. Now, a person that's been married in the past, they can probably give you some advice about divorce and that whole process. But to listen to somebody ain't never been married, Tory Lanez ain't never been married. He has no idea what it means to have a family and a wife. I mean, really, this man, Tory Lanez, is way younger. Tory Lanez is in his 40s. Kanye is in his Tory Lanez is in his 20s. Kanye is in his mid 40s. There's no business for him to even be listening to anything. And this is the thing. It's not so much what Tory Lanez said, because I agree, again, as a spiritual person, you believe in God, go to God. Go to God with your problems, with your burdens. Absolutely. And I don't think that Tory Lanez said anything wrong at all. But my thing is, if you're going to seek out help concerning your marriage and what you're going through, your kids, your family, that you probably need to seek that out from somebody that's actually been through it or is going through it. I'm just saying. Now let's see. Hold on, you guys, because I wrote notes and I don't want to forget anything. All right. So let me take you guys to Kanye then got into it with give me a second. Kanye West got into it with the comedian DL Hughley. All right. And DL Hughley did a interview with Vlad TV. And basically DL Hughley was saying that, you know, because Kanye is Kanye, people are ignoring, you know, certain things that, matter of fact, let me play it. I think I can play it. I may have to cut this part out, but we'll see. Let me see if I can play it. All right, hold on.
Between him and the other dude.
Wait. All right, so I'm gonna play it. Let me see. Can I make this bigger? I can't make that bigger, darn it. All right, so oh, yes, I can. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I could. All right, so let's play this video with D.L. Hughley.
The difference between him and the other dude to get restraining orders on them is hundreds of millions of dollars. Right, because he bought a house across the street. That's not from her house. Listen, I think that I've watched too many times where things like that happen and a woman or somebody's not believed and then things escalate. Yep. He is stalking her. You could think it's cute. If it was my daughter, I'd do something about it. I don't think it's funny. I think that you can't write a beat so good that you get to do these things. The difference between him and the other dude to get restraining orders on them is hundreds of millions.
All right, so that's what was said, and that was said. That interview was done a minute ago, and Kanye just now responding to it. So this is what Kanye stated. You see that on? Okay, yeah. It says, we're going to stop letting practicing drug addicts be used by leftists to willy lynch our future Black people with our own opinion or not allowing to speak in public. I am the glitch, DL. God does not like you. You have no favor. Your family hates you. I would hate to be related to somebody who used to be famous. Now you just known as a broke pawn. At least Oprah got billions, allegedly. Come on, leftists. Y'all got to do better than DL. This ye brings the real smoke, babies. Show your real face. Charlemagne just didn't hit the same, do he? Who y'all gonna get now? God is with us and you send DL to be against us. You've lost no brilliant Hebrews will bow to y'all no more. Only dumbass drug addicts, house Negroes don't play me and don't play with God. Anybody related to DL called Chris McLean at Adidas for Yeezy. They not free though. We running a business over here. He just getting ran. You see Skeet missing work. Anybody else want to play with me? Please stop. Please, for the love of God, come and get me. Let's see how it turns out. I mean, you guys can see how the man is writing. So, I mean, and so, yeah. So that's what he said. He basically called D.L. Hughley a drug addict. And according to D.L. Hughley, Kanye has threatened to send goons. This is it right here. So it says, ain't it weird that Kanye supposedly has all these goons who will kill for him, but not one of them will get his prescriptions filled? Here's a thought. While you're on your way to kill me in Calabasas, how about somebody drop by CVS and pick up his Xanax? All right, and LOL. So basically, you know, he's making a joke out of it. It's funny to him. Here's another response. It says, ain't no way in hell I'll ever be scared of a dude who wears I know what you did last summer boots. LOL. All right, Team DL. So there's a whole thing. Here's another one. Kanye, it's just too bad that you acting like a nut won't stop Pete from busting one. Team DL. So, you know, DL is basically making jokes out of all of this. I mean, he is a comedian. So, I mean, that's kind of to be expected. But the thing about it is, you guys, Kanye is, you know, look, this is the thing. There is definitely some mental issues going on And I'm going to show you a video of where he talks about his struggles with bipolar on that. So stay with me. But there's definitely some mental issues going on with Kanye. And I honestly do not think that anybody who has any type of real mental issues, because remember, anybody can say they have mental issues. Anybody can wake up on any given Monday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and say that they have a mental disorder, a mental illness. Anybody can say that. But see, what solidifies that is when you actually go somewhere to a mental health professional, and they are all over. They're black, they're white, they're Latino, they're whatever. Is you can choose whoever you need to choose. It's up to you, but you can go and get diagnosed or get checked out to see if that is true. All right, so anybody can say that. So when I say that Kanye I believe that to Kanye to have a mental disorder is based off of his own words. It's based off of his own words. This is what he said. This is what he said he struggled with, bipolar. And if you know anything, well, most people don't. They just know what they read from, social media and what they think some family member told them about their great-great-granddaddy or great-grandmother who had it. See, I don't do that over here because I actually know. I've actually treated patients that have suffered and struggled with being bipolar. There are different not levels, but there are different what's the word that I'm trying to think of? There are different, I'll just use levels. There are different levels of, bipolar. You have some people who all they have is lows. You have some people that all they have is highs. You have some people that they have lows and highs. But to be honest with you, that could be somebody that's depressed. That could be somebody, it's several different things. So when somebody is actually diagnosed with being bipolar, according to the DSM-5, they have to actually hit on certain characteristics. It has to be so many different things that they hit on to actually be diagnosed as being any mental disorder. It doesn't matter if it's bipolar, schizophrenic, whatever, right? And I know that when it comes to being bipolar, you have manic episodes. Okay. A manic episode is an outburst of, it could be an outburst of anger, or it could be an outburst of being like overly happy. Somebody could tell you, oh, I walked across the street by myself today. And you could just be like, oh my God, that's the best thing I've ever heard. You walked, I cannot believe this. This is great. We got to get on social media and tell everybody. We got to go call mom. We got to call dad. We got to call the whole family. We're going to have a party. We're going to actually have a parade because you walked across the street. So a manic episode is not necessarily always something where somebody is having, where it's anger. When people think of manic episodes, they think of anger. Manic episodes can also be like an overly happiness too, like way over the top happiness about something so small. That can also be considered a manic episode. But see, we don't see much of that. See, what people tend to point out and what people tend to actually remember are when it's the angry manic episodes, right? Where somebody say something to you or the littlest thing sets you off. And I think this is what we're seeing with Kanye play out. And you know what? I have much respect for people like DL and like right here. This is a grown man you see on the screen. This is a grown man married years to his wife, have children, have grandchildren. Bishop Talbert Swan, grown man. And he's telling the truth because he's a black man who actually care about the black community, and he actually care about the plight of black men and black children. Okay, his work is, you can see his work for black people, the black family, all over Twitter. If you think I'm lying, then go look him up. So yes, this is a man who actually has a black family, who actually cares a black family, who actually takes care and provide for his black family, who actually speaks on the issues of white supremacy. So I have nothing but respect for someone who is in love, telling the truth, and not just blinded by money or blinded by, oh, well, we just gonna let him make. No, tell the truth, because that's how you get people help, the help that they need. Tell the truth. Stop this mess about, oh, well, since he black, I'm not gonna say nothing. No, because that would be like me saying, well, since Lizzo is a black woman, then I'm not gonna say nothing about the foolery that go on over there. Or since Obama was a black president, then I'm not going to call out the foolery related to how he did nothing for black people. Or since Billy Porter is a black man, I'm not going to say anything about the over the topness that he does, when it comes to walking on that red carpet and all of the dress and uniforms that he does. When it comes to Lakeith, I just did a video on Lakeith. Because Lakeith is black, we're not supposed to call out the foolery? That doesn't mean you don't like the person. That doesn't mean that you are at odds with the person. It just means that you're saying, wait a minute, sir, ma'am, wait a minute, hold on. You might want to rethink what's going on. You might want to, sit down and do a recap. There's nothing wrong with that. And the fact that people on social media, a lot of children, to be honest with you, but people on social media is talking about, oh, well, DL shouldn't have said nothing because DL shouldn't have said nothing because he need to be minding his business. Like, what? What? Minding his business? The man was doing an interview. The man was asked a question and he answered honestly. It's that simple. I just can't with, black Twitter and black this and black that. Like, just because somebody black, don't get me wrong, there are certain things that we need to be on code about. Absolutely. We need to be on code about certain things. Absolutely. We need to move, in code. Absolutely. I agree with all of that. But again, if something needs to be called out, I have a video about Lizzo calling out some of the stuff that she's done. I'm not going to just say, oh, well, she's a black woman, so I ain't going to say nothing. No. And it's a way that you can call stuff out in love. Bishop Talbert Swan is not calling out Kanye in hate. Hughley didn't say nothing in hate. This is not about taking somebody's side. I mean, it's just people kill me with that. Like, I'm not the one that's going to do that. I'm going to be honest because I know how serious mental health is. See, a lot of people that's talking, they don't know. They know what they done heard in some social media chat. They know what they didn't looked up on Google. They have never treated patients with any kind of mental disorder. So they don't know. It's serious. It's very serious. And this is why I'm passionate about this, because this is the thing. Love Kanye. Wish Kanye would have made better decisions when he chose to choose a woman, the woman that's going to raise his children. Because according to him, his black children, but according to his wife, she's not raising black kids. She's not raising her kids to see color. Let me show you that. And Kanye didn't have nothing to say about it. But before we move to that, again, when it comes to holding people, calling out the foolery that people do and say or whatever, it's nothing wrong with that. We really got to stop that. And that reminds me of the whole thing within the black community. What goes on in this house, stay in this house. BS. We got people all over social media, particularly right here on YouTube, calling out all kind of stuff as it relates to black women. Calling out all kinds of stuff as it relates to black men. Don't nobody, look, you guys, like for real. Like for real. Ain't nobody abiding by that. Nobody. And that whole little saying, that's very dangerous. This is why you got so many broken ass black people when they were children, all kind of stuff happening to them in the house. And they ain't telling nobody. Because what goes on in this house stays in this house. You getting beat up, beat on, your mama getting beat on, your daddy getting beat on, your daddy getting put out every other weekend because your mama mad at him. And you just got to keep all of that stuff inside. And then you grow up and you become grown and you wonder why you're crazy as hell. Because that's what happens to a lot of people that do that. I know it because I've seen these people. I've treated these people. And I'm not down with none of that. That mental anguish is dangerous. Dangerous. It can literally mean life and death for people. Life and death. It takes one thought for somebody to decide that they don't want to be here no more. One thought. And then for them to act on it. And you got people sitting on social media talking about stuff that they don't even know. Children, most of them. Yeah, I said children, most of them young, ain't got no experience with nothing, listening to their grandma, no, or their granddaddy, Bobo, who don't know nothing. Now, this tweet that you see on the screen, Kanye West is bullying a 20-year-old woman. He was talking about the last woman Kanye was with, not the one he's with now, and stalking his estranged wife. Stop making excuses for this foolery. He needs professional help. Now, this was from Bishop Tybert Swan, and I love Bishop because Bishop is honest. It's one thing he gonna be, and he gonna be honest. Okay? He's gonna be honest. He didn't say nothing bad about Kanye. He said the actions that Kanye is exhibiting to this grown man with a black family, black children, an actual wife that he's been married to, I think he would know. I think he would know. Okay. Now let's go over here to when Kim was talking about she's gonna raise her kids. All right. To not see color. And this was done in this was when this happened. This was in 2013. All right. This is when she was pregnant and she was doing interviews. I remember this because I remember back in the day, there was a lot of people that done a lot of content and wrote a lot of articles on this because they were like, again, everybody has always had something to say about Kim, right? To include myself, right? And so when she said this, it's like, okay, so, how can you teach your children not to see color? Now, mind you, these children socially will be considered black. Socially. I want to make emphasis on socially because I don't consider mixed children black personally. I think mixed children are just what they are, mixed. You cannot be 50% of this and 50% of that and say that you are 1% of anything. And you can't uphold something that came from white supremacy and then say that you're not, that you're black or that you're black power. No, you're not. Because white supremacists made that rule. They created that rule. The whole one drop rule, that was created by them. So you still allowing them to tell you how to who to let in and let out, or I tell them how to categorize you. I don't do that. I used to, but I don't no longer do that. I think mixed people are mixed people. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a mixed person. If you come from, a white mom, Asian dad, then you're mixed. But unfortunately, with a white mom, Asian dad, that union, those people just say that they're white. Black people, a union with a black person, you don't get to do that. You mix with a white woman, black dad, or a black mom, white dad, you don't get to go into white society and say that you're white because they don't allow you to do that. But black people, we accept any and everything. So we allow any and everybody to come over and say that they are black, which is not true. They're mixed. But that's a whole nother conversation. But Kim was pregnant at the time. And she goes on to say, I'm going to read it to you guys. It says, Kimmy may have been keeping the name and sex of their unborn baby a secret. But one thing Kim Kardashian wants us to know is that their biracial child will be raised to not see color. In a recent interview with BET.com, Kim talked about motherhood and how she plans to raise she and Kanye's mixed baby. All right. This is what they quoted her saying. It says, I have a lot of friends that are all different nationalities and their children are biracial. So they have kind of talked to me a little bit about it and what to expect and what not to expect. But I think that the most important thing is how I would want to raise my children is to just not see color. There will be so many experiences that you won't really know how to prepare for until you really go through it. So I think raising a child in general is challenging. Obviously, you want your children for me to travel the world and experience different races and different cultures everywhere. So I think that would be something that is important to me, to give us much information as I could. Luckily for Kim, it seems like the entire Kardashian clan is down with the swirl, so this baby should have no problems within the family, but will a still generally racist society at large care? All right, so that was what she said. Like I said, she said this back in 2013. Again, Kanye knew exactly how this woman was going to raise them children. And this is another problem that I see with people who are raising mixed children. This is one of the reasons why when it comes to interracial dating and marriage, interracial marriage is at the highest for divorce, because you're literally trying to merge two different people from two different cultures, two different races, two different religious, spiritual ideologies, so on and so forth. But when you marry somebody and you decide to get down on one knee and ask this person to marry you, then that means that you're taking on everything that come with them. All the rumors about her being with all these different men, this man had to take on. So I could see why he would be crazy. Because he was fighting with everybody. Seemed like when they first got together and even after, he was fighting with everybody about her sexual reputation. But he decided to take that on. Then he was fighting with people about her still being married while him and her were together and having a kid. He had to take that on. Then he had a fight about her wanting to have an abortion when they was pregnant, because she was afraid of how people would see her, being that she was still a married woman. He took that on. He took on her family, knowing that her family is going to be in everything that they do. The family going to be a part of. The family going to have a say so. He knowingly took it on because he wanted her. He knew she was not a spiritual person, but he took that on. This is a prime example of how interracial couples get together and they are so completely different, but they try to make it work and it just doesn't work. And if that wasn't enough, the women that he's still chasing are who? They ain't black. And he's gonna continue to still have the same, be in the same situation, because let me tell you something. You cannot teach a non-black woman to care about black issues. Whoa, revelation, right? You cannot teach a non-black woman to care about black issues. So if you think that a white, wealthy woman is going to sit up and think about the plight of being a black man or being a black person in America, if you think for 1 second that that is going to happen, you are insane. And you know what? When it doesn't happen, it drives people insane. So that may be what we see. This man has probably been trying to teach this woman how to be a black woman, how to think like a black woman, how to take care of the kids like a black woman. Wasn't a big news story about how he hired 2 black nannies? That speaks for itself right there. You cannot go get a white woman and think that you're going to make her a black woman. Boo, it ain't going to work. It will never work, because a black woman will only know about black experiences because she was raised in those environments and raised around that. You only know those experiences. Me, I am a black woman. Kim Kardashian will never know my experience. Never. That's something you can't teach non-black women to know. So you can't now have buyer's remorse when you knew all of this beforehand. This woman told you before the baby even dropped, I don't plan on raising my kids to see color. But now Kanye out here talking about, oh, well, I'm a black man and black men this and the black family, and I'm trying to teach my kids. I don't want them around all them white people and da 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 da. Well, hell, you should have thought about that before you got her pregnant. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 times. Don't they got 5 kids? I mean, come on. This woman showed her hand way before they got together. Way before. Everybody tried to tell Kanye, but he didn't want to listen. And this is the problem. See, when people don't want to listen, and this goes for men and women, because you'll have a woman that'll go out and she'll go get with a dude that just ain't nowhere near good for her. And go attempt to clean this dude up, marry this dude, and then get mad down the line when all hell breaks loose concerning this dude. But everybody tried to tell her. Now, you got a lot of people talking about, well, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it that why they're going through this divorce? Whose fault is it? Is it Kanye's? Is it Kim's? Whose fault is it? Right? You got a lot of people asking whose fault it is. And this is the thing, you guys, when Kanye, I remember when Kanye it was the first to go public about divorcing Kim. During that time, that whole Trump thing, and he got mad at Kim because she was doing that prison reform thing or whatever. And I forget exactly what happened, but I remember he tweeted about him been trying to divorce Kim. And see, he tweeted that the whole world knew. That's when the whole world started paying attention and knew. And see, that was wrong. I don't care who you married to. When you plan on divorcing somebody, the least you could do is to go to them first and let them know. You don't put that out to the world. Yeah, you don't do that. You don't do that. Nobody should find out that they're going to go through a divorce because you tweeted. You don't do that. That was wrong. And I think that when he did that, that's what started this whole, what we see now. It started right then. It was going on before because, there was rumors that they were getting into it about different things. But at that particular time, according to the different blogs, Kim was still trying to make it work with Kanye. Right. And I remember he tweeted something about they showed up with doctors and stuff like that. And then he ended up tweeting that, oh, well, I'm sorry. I needed to apologize to Kim and the stuff that I put out there about her family because he was calling her family racist and all this kind of stuff. And he came out and apologized for all of that and recanted all of that. But see, that's what started it. That's what started it right there. And I think that he regrets making that decision because I think that, again, when you have somebody that has a mental disorder and they, certain things happen, they go over the top with it. And he got mad and he just went ham. This is the equivalent of when you see these women on social media get mad and then they out their boyfriend, they put all their text messages out there. And then everybody, me included, sit back and say, oh, why you do that? You shouldn't be doing him like that. See, but when Kanye does it, it's just like, oh, well, he's just going through something and, he's taking a divorce really hard. And that's true and that's fine. But like, I'll tell, like I say, anybody, you can literally go different places on social media and see where I've said this. But social media is not your therapist. That is the worst place to go for advice and therapy. If you want advice, go to a professional who actually has experience on giving certain mental health advice or giving financial advice. You don't go to social media for that. You don't tweet to everybody that you got a disease and be like, what y'all think I should go take? No, take your ass to the doctor and ask the doctor. It's that simple. People jump on social media and put all their business on social media, then get mad when everybody's talking about it, then get mad when everybody has an opinion about it, then get mad when everybody don't see it the way that they see it, then get mad when everybody don't understand it or everybody don't have the full context. But you put it out there. And again, Kanye's on here talking about, let me see if I can find where he's talking about, let me see.
And the best advice I got right now was from Tory Lanez, and he just said to pray and ask for God to speak through me. I got 4 children, and there's so many people who don't have a voice and have the opportunity to be able to speak up. And just, God, if it is in your will, touch the people that are currently watching my children, whatever sleepovers at, wherever they are at, the various nannies that watch all the children, and touch them and say, please bring my children to Sunday service this morning at 10 a.m. God, this is out of my hands. It's up to you. This whole boyfriend texts me, antagonizing me, bragging about being in bed with my wife. I thought it publicly for a year and a half. I've been dragged, and how she not my wife. She don't have a last name, and now he texting me, talking and bragging about how he's in bed with my wife. And I'm like, well, who's watching my children if he's texting me bragging about being in bed with my wife? And I thought this wasn't my wife no more legally, since I got I got the lawyer to finally finish the divorce. Because every time I finish this show, the Free Hoover show, the next day she dropping her last night. Every time I do something positive, it's some negative that's coming. I go and get the laptop from Ray J. Then she joking about divorce. I go and get the lawyer, change the lawyer so we can finally do the divorce. And then somehow I'm the one that's the stalker. God, I just need to protect you protect the children. Conversation of custody, this whole narrative, gaslighting.
And see, this is my thing, you guys. Like, look, Kanye knew the type of mother Kim would be based off her own mother. He knew that. Everybody could see this. This woman had a video that went viral. The whole reason why Kim is even relevant, or the Kardashians is even relevant, is based on Kim, and Kim doing that sex video with Ray J that went viral. That's what put this girl on the map. All right. So to think that you're going to get with a woman who's literally built basically her entire platform off of a sex video that went viral. She's climbed the stock of men based off of that same sex tape. And you think that you're going to marry this woman and get this woman to play house and get this woman to be your Derrick Jackson wife. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Let me pull this up. I think Kanye thought he could teach Kim how to be old girl. It's just sad. He thought that he could really teach Kim how to be a black woman. I'm gonna marry her, regardless of all this other stuff, and I'm gonna teach her how to be a black woman. I'm gonna teach her how to be a good Christian, how to bring the kid. This man, the Kardashians ain't never been to church. I ain't gonna say been to church, but they ain't never been up on spirituality publicly. Anyways, maybe privately, because I don't know what they do privately, but publicly, it's never been like that. Publicly, Kim, nobody knows Kim for going to church. Nobody knows Kim for caring about church. So you really think that you're gonna choose a woman who her whole career is based on a sex tape, you know, and she's gonna just come be the best mother for you? If you wanted a good woman, a good mother, you would have put that first, not number 3,000. Not number 3,000. You would put that first. You want someone that's going to handle a marriage correctly or a divorce correctly, then you put that first. Like, okay, if me and this woman were to go through hard times, what would she do? Would she run the social media? Would she run to her no good family members that's going to give her all the wrong advice? You put that first, because I know I do. If I'm dating a man, I'm watching how he's treating his family members, his mother, his relationship with his father. I'm watching how he treats his siblings. I'm watching how he treats his friends. I'm watching all of that, because all of that's going to tell me something. That's all important to me. I don't care how good looking a man is. I don't care how much money a man has, because at the end of the day, I know that I ain't long suffering. I can't long suffer through somebody who ain't no good. I ain't finna long suffer through somebody who ain't finna be a great father. I'm not finna long suffer through somebody who don't have the spiritual qualities that I may like. I'm not that type of woman. There are women out there that's like that, and you see her on the screen, and I have much respect for her. Much respect for her. I know there was a lot of people trash talking this woman, but I have much respect for her, because it takes a lot to, get on to defend, your union of marriage, regardless. If this woman wants to be long suffering, it's her prerogative. Do I agree with it? I absolutely don't. But I can respect the fact that she's trying to make it work. In her eyes, she thinks that it will work. I feel sorry, but again, maybe it will. I hope it will. I know nobody over here, we don't wish that marriages fail, but when they do, then it's like, okay, well, we tried to tell you. All right, so let me go to the very last thing, you guys. Sorry that this video has been so long, but this is the video that he did with Jimmy Kimmel, where he talked about being bipolar. All right, and this was back in 2018, and I'll let you guys hear from Kanye's own mouth. I can't play the actual video, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just play the sound of the video, and then let you guys just listen to the sound, but I can't play the actual video.
In Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and not only this, but finished. Of course not.
All right, so I have to wait for that to be done, because a commercial came. So after the commercial, we'll go back to the video, and then we're gonna end this video ourselves. I've been on here way too long. Wasn't meaning to be on here that long.
Artists that you produced at basically within like a month-long period of time. That's a ton of work. Are you a workaholic? Are you always working?
No, I actually slept a lot during the project.
While they were recording?
Yeah, I have a team and we work together. I spent a year and a half after I got out the hospital, and I would go to Amoeba record store and I just start chopping up samples. It was very therapeutic, because I wasn't full yay. I don't know if I'm full yay now. A better.
Okay, let me go, because
I want on the song, and I just go to sleep and just wait for them to. It's right here on the.
I hate being bipolar. It's awesome. I have a theory about you, so tell me if this is correct.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you feel like being bipolar is part of what makes you brilliant, part of what makes you you, and you embrace it.
Yeah, I think that's another one of those things where people are like, how are you going to talk about it? The funny thing is, this is something I was like on the internet before. It was kind of funny, but it's not an opposite. It's not I hate being bipolar. It's awesome. It's actually, it drives more of how you really feel. It doesn't do an opposite thing. So I think it's important for us to have conversations about, open conversations about mental health, especially with me.
So basically, what he's saying is, don't look at it as in being bipolar or suffering with bipolar is a bad thing. Look at it as a good thing, because when you're bipolar, things that you want to say, you gonna say. So this is basically what he's saying in so many words, right? Look at bipolar as a good thing. Look at bipolar as something that will help you, in certain areas that you may struggle in, right? So that's why he's saying look at it the opposite way. Don't look at it the straightforward way, but the opposite way. Turn it around. So where one may say, oh, well, when you go have those really high moments and it's just kind of like manic, don't look at being manic like a bad thing. Look at it like a good thing, because maybe being manic will help you, get rid of the shitty people that are in and around your life. Maybe being manic will, help you be more confident. That's basically what he's saying in so many words.
Being Black, because we never had therapists in the Black community. We never approached like taking medication. And I think it's good that when I had my first complete blackout at age 5, my mom didn't fully medicate me, because I might have never been yay. And there's times where at least I'm happy that I know, like even like for this interview, I knew I wanted to stay in a calm state, because by the time I got to TMZ, I was ramped up. So what was awesome is that the world got to really experience someone in a ramped up state. And that's when
So basically what he's saying is when he got to TMZ and he was ramped up, he was at one of those high manic points. That's what he's saying. High manic. And the world got to see that play out. So that's what he's saying. Look at that like a good thing, not a bad thing.
these comments that just shoot out, like almost like Tourette's.
Because you have highs and lows. And when you have a high, you're on a roll. When you have a low, you're not.
There's some cases of bipolar where people go low. I'm one that goes high. Like Michelle Obama said.
So you don't have extreme periods of depression?
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no. Because I just say it. I'll say on real TV, like, oh, I thought about killing myself, and then the thought is gone, you know?
Wow. So all people need to do is get on TV. That's really the solution.
Well, they need to be able to express themselves without fear of judgment. What I love telling people is like, who do you know? And yeah, let's go, especially Black men, but I'm 41 years old, and I don't know anyone, that up as much as I have, that's still as successful.
Uh-huh.
So
all right, so that's enough of that, you guys. So I just wanted to share that because, and like I said, that was the Jimmy Kimmel that was in 2018, where he talks about, his bipolar disorder or whatever. And I think we've kind of seen that play out, and we are seeing it play out now. And this is no slight to Kanye. Like I said, I think Kanye is good people. Kanye is brilliant. Kanye has so much to give. I love the fact that Kanye is spiritual. I love the fact that Kanye cares a lot about his children, and he wants, to raise his children, where they know both sides, not just one side, but they know both sides. I love that about Kanye. I do, because I think that, when you are in an interracial relationship with somebody, that you should do that. And those are things that I think that, Kanye is fighting for. I truly do. But I think what Kanye does not realize is that, when he first got with Kim, all of the signs were there. They were all there. And he just did not, like, all the red flags. It's almost like, with women, I have to, tell women a lot of times, or even myself, Nikhil, the flags were there. They were there. They were there, and you just did not see it for whatever reason. You didn't pay attention to it for whatever reason. And I think that Kanye is having buyer's remorse. He realizes that he got with Kim based on very, very shallow reasons, that Kim is not the mother that he thought she would be. She's not the the wife maybe that he thought she would be. She wouldn't handle certain situations or their children the way that he thought she would. You know, he's seeing that. And unfortunately, he's seeing it at the last minute, because you shouldn't see something like that when you're going through divorce. You should actually see that before, because the signs were all there. Her mother was divorced. You know, the sisters' relationships, Kanye again, and this is one of the things, you know, when it comes to his kids, it's like, dude, you know, you was in a household with these people. You saw how when Kanye and Kim got together, the little sisters, what is it, Kylie Jenner and the other one, they were little girls. They were not little girls, but they were teen girls. And he's seen how that family would allow these teen girls to go hang out with grown ass men. They would go on trips with grown ass men. He's seen this. Everybody's seen it. The world's seen it. But he didn't have nothing to say about children then, for obvious reasons, because those are not his kids. And most people, you know, they're not gonna really interfere with how somebody else treat their kids. I get that. But that was your first insight on how Kim learned how to raise her children, especially when she straight up told you she wanted an abortion, but you talked her out of getting it, according to him. Especially when she told you she was gonna raise her kids to not see color, but you ignored that. I mean, you know, so it's like buyer's remorse. It's unfortunate. My heart goes out to Kanye. I don't give a damn about Kim, because Kim gonna be all right. Kim got a whole freaking tribe behind her that's gonna make sure Kanye has nobody, according to him. Nobody. He's cut off a lot of his family members for different reasons. He's been very vocal about that. Kanye don't have nobody. We are Kanye somebody. And as somebody who actually cares about the mental health of Kanye, I'm just going to be honest about it all. Somebody who actually knows what this looks like, I'm going to be honest about that too. Because in the Black community, we really need to be honest about these things and stop sweeping this stuff under the rug. So with all of that being said, I have come to close, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My apologies. I know this is a long video, but maybe you can, you know, while you're working, put your earphones in and just listen to it. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you. Love you. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, peace.